Hey, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you may be. In this beautiful planet of ours, this is Marc Lanehart, the Intuitive Prospector, back for another Metaphysical Mocha Mondays here on the Intuitive Prospector page. Would you guys let me know that you can hear me okay? I have a brand new iPhone set up. I have a different microphone set up now, so I just want to make sure that the sound quality is sufficient and that you can actually hear what I'm saying. If you could just send me some hearts or some thumbs up that everything is crystal clear, I'd really appreciate that. Let me just give some shout outs to all the spiritual prospectors that are on this morning hanging out with me. Good morning, Denise. Good morning, Misty. Good morning, Lucy. Good morning, Susan. Good morning, Libet. Good morning, Lisa. Good morning, Cindy. Good morning, Paula. Thanks for hanging out with me, guys. This is Metaphysical Mocha Mondays here on the Intuitive Prospector page through Facebook Live. So happy that you've joined me here this morning, where I try to be every Monday morning at 8 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. So good morning, Pamela. Hi, Kelly. How are you? If you guys would do me a big favor, it sounds like the sound quality is good, which is great because I have a new iPhone. Good morning, Sheila. Looking forward to hanging out with Sheila this Wednesday on local AM radio here in Seattle. We're going to have a good show, aren't we, Sheila? Good morning, Vicky. How are you? Yeah, I'll get to the cards a little bit later, Vicky, in the Prospecting Q&A after show because I got a lot to get to for the next 30 minutes on this week's positive affirmation, your mantra, the topic for this week. We're going to be talking about the benefits of why daily meditation is so beneficial for you. I find that meditation changed my life. I want to give a shout out to Luke Wolfram, who was hanging out with me. My good friend Eric and Jessica Wolfram were hanging out with us this weekend. And Luke, their son, who is 10 years old, loves to do Qigong with me, loves to do meditation with me, and it's always so cool to see the younger generations get into the power of meditation. And it reminds me of what the Dalai Lama had talked about. If we teach kids at the age of 10 to start meditating, a lot of the violence that we see today would be gone within a generation. How powerful is that, right? So We're going to be talking about why meditation is so beneficial. I'm going to give you, obviously, your number for numerology this week. I'm going to give you your totem animal spirit for this week and a very cool crystal, one of my favorite crystals that I've worked with. So if you guys would be so kind, make sure to say hi to one another in the community. This is the spiritual community of spiritual prospectors coming together to find your own spiritual gold. That's what Metaphysical Mocha Mondays is all about, starting at 8 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, most Mondays if I'm not traveling, and if I am, I usually do an encore show. So good morning, Shannon, who's just stumbling across this. Good morning, Cindy, how are you? Emily, good morning to you. Thanks for hanging out. So I'm going to turn the comments off now, but just thank you so much for hanging out with me this morning so I can get into the meat of the sandwich, as we like to say, talking about why daily meditation is so beneficial. Metaphysical Mocha Mondays, guys, was generated, I'm in my second season, to have a day of inspiration, guidance, knowledge, education, get you thinking outside of the box, get you thinking bigger than yourself. And I figured Monday was one of the least favorite days, so what better way to bring in positive energy on the least favorite day, right? So please share out to another a page if you feel that somebody would get a benefit from working with me, hearing my message today. I do want to give a quick shout out before I get into the topics of today, just some logistical stuff, if you will. I do want to give a big shout out to Senator John McCain, who I had a lot of respect as a veteran myself and somebody that served in the military and understanding that freedom is not free. Wanted to give a shout out to Senator John McCain, who passed and transitioned into the spirit world. He did a lot for our country. He served our country. He spent 5 years as a captive. And I just wanted to honor and respect and give a shout out to him. If you want to work with me directly, please visit marclanehart.com. You can make sure to like and turn on the notifications for the Intuitive Prospector page here on Facebook. I'm found through most of the social media outlets. You can just do in the Intuitive Prospector through your internet search, and I'll pop up as well. Please get on my YouTube channel. My YouTube channel, guys, is growing. I'm well over 100 people now. I started with 0. I think I started with myself. And it's so cool. But what's cool is the playlist has almost 200 different videos now. Podcasts. I'm working on my latest dive video that's going to be uploaded here soon from my dive in Malta, doing some cave diving, so that was a lot of fun. But there's a lot of inspired living radio, over almost 3 seasons of radio, podcasts on spirituality, metaphysics, psychic, mediumship, healing, medicine, meditation. So check out my playlist. It's in the description of this video, or just look for the Intuitive Prospector or Marc Lanehart on YouTube. Love to do some further prospecting with you. You can also join me every Wednesday through my online group, which is Spiritual Development Group, through the Zoom platform. It is a closed group, so you just have to ask to be a visitor to see if you vibe with your tribe. Great group of people. Every week we sit in a circle, we practice, we develop, we sit in the power of the Spirit every Wednesday at 6 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. So if that works for your time frame and you're interested in your own spiritual development, send me a private message or visit marclanehart.com. You can also catch my online classes. I've got about 15 working on my next set of meditations and my next set of classes through Learn It Live. Again, you can go, everything's through marclanehart.com. That's kind of your one-stop shop to get to where you need to go. My Forest Friday hikes, my DEMS, my workshops coming up, my expos that I'm attending. You can also, this is kind of cool, guys, if for those of you that have Alexa or the Echo Pods, if you turn on Alexa and you say, and you activate Positive Living through your Amazon account, I'm now streaming through Alexa, which is kind of cool, to get positive living tips. So this time I'm working on awareness, tips for your own awareness. So just turn on your Alexa, say, Alexa, open up Positive Living, and you may catch a positive awareness tip from me, or something with mediumship, or something with spirituality, or something with awakening. So it's really cool to kind of be a part of the Alexa platform. I've been working on that for a couple months now, so really honored to be through the Alexa platform. You can also catch me Wednesdays, Inspired Living Radio, at 12 p.m. Pacific, 3 p.m. Eastern. That is our internet-based radio show. You can access it from anywhere in the world. No username, no password needed. We're in our 3rd season. We have a lot of amazing shows, a lot of amazing authors, guests. We had a spiritual icon from Denmark a few weeks ago, which was just fascinating. So just a lot of fun on Inspired Living Radio, and that's what I'm about. I'm about inspiring, about teaching, about connecting, about learning, about growing, about transforming. That is what Metaphysical Mocha Mondays are. So with that, we do need some coffee because it is Metaphysical Mocha Monday. And let's get into the magic of the moment. Take a deep breath with me. Let's get into the magic of the moment, and let's talk about today's topic. I want to give you your positive affirmation for this morning and this week to help you along on your path and your journey, and knowing that you're a spiritual, energetic being first here having a physical experience, because it's very easy to get caught up in the physical world, the chaos of politics, the chaos of religion, the chaos of just your life and traffic and commuting and your job and your career and your love life. It can get pretty crazy, and it can get pretty daunting in the physical journey. So it's always a good time, especially if you're listening to Metaphysical Mocha Mondays and hanging out with me, is to take the time to disconnect so that you may have the time to reconnect. We can do that through the power of nature, through the power of meditation. And this week's mantra is, my past is not a reflection of my future. Now, for some of you that are hanging out with me this morning, I thought that was pretty beneficial to remind you that your past is not a reflection of your future, because the only thing that's real about your past is the memories that you put into your past. That the past is not real anymore, because you can't go back, you can't grab it, you can't measure it. You can go back and revisit it through pictures and memories, but it is your memories through your own mindset that creates and makes your past come alive. But it is not a reflection of your future. So again, my past is not a reflection of my future. Just like your imagination puts into the future that hasn't happened yet. So the future and the past are not real. We make it real based on our memories and based on our imagination. So my past is not a reflection of my future. So let's get into why daily meditating is so beneficial. I get up every morning pretty early. I do a little bit of Qigong. I just kind of measure my own Qi, feel my own energy, kind of just reawaken our physical body. But how many of you are awakening your spiritual, energetic, intuitive awareness body, your psychic body? So if you remember that your four aspects, your physical, your emotional, your mental, and your spiritual, you'll start to do things that apply to those four aspects of your journey. So meditation changed my life, and I want to just give you some examples of what daily meditation can do and be beneficial for you, your mind, your body, your spirit, whatever your belief system is. So the first one, meditation is linked with feeling less stressed, as well as actually lowering the stress hormone cortisol. Now, I'm familiar with the cortisol hormone because as a retired firefighter, we would be called to other people's tragedies. So there was always my system was always being ramped up. My nervous system was always being impacted with adrenaline from the alarm going off. And then after the call, we'd get back to station, and the body's hormones would come down from that adrenaline spike that goes through the body of hormones, and cortisol replaces that. Cortisol actually is a stress hormone. It's a way to protect the body unconsciously. So you're not even thinking about it, and the body's protecting itself. And the body protects itself through putting on weight. For some of you, I was one that would put on weight. Some of you actually may lose weight. But a meditative practice, a daily meditative practice, is linked through several studies of feeling less stressed, and it actually reduces cortisol dropping. So if you're in a stress induced environment, there is cortisol in your system, and you want to reduce that. In studies, students who were trained in mindfulness meditation actually achieved better grades. I know I should have used this in college. I didn't meditate in college, I'll be honest with you guys. And I got okay grades. I got a 3.5 in college, but in high school I didn't do studies at all. I was more into sports and women and partying, and I think I graduated with like a 2.5. But then I took college a little bit more seriously. But man, I'm just thinking what my path would have been if I would have had a meditative practice at a younger age, or somebody to show me the meditative practice. I didn't have anybody to show me. Meditation was not talked about. So it was really cool this weekend to hang out with the younger generation. Luke, who's 10, who's really into meditation and really going, like, as he liked to say, he likes to go deep. And he was deep in his meditation. It was a lot of fun, and it's cool to see that younger generation. So if you can instill a practice of meditation with the younger generations, I highly recommend it, because again, if we start teaching our kids to meditate at the age of 10, you want to let them be a kid and grow up, and the age of accountability is right around 7 or 8 as they show, but let them be a kid and start a simple meditative practice. A lot of the violence that we see in today's world would be gone within a generation, and the Dalai Lama talked about that. So meditation can result in brain changes that protect against mental health conditions. So for some of you that are watching today, some of you, I know a lot about the brain. I've learned through my path, through my journey, through my experiences. Unfortunately, I lost my older brother to brain cancer, but in his in his journey before he transitioned into the spirit world, we learned a lot about how the brain functions, different areas of the brain, how the brain can be rewired. The supercomputer that sits on top of our head is capable of doing many things, and meditation is kind of that upgrade, if you will. You know how you think of your computers, you have to upgrade your computers. Meditation can be that upgrade for your mind. So, and it can protect against mental health conditions. They're showing studies where if people meditate more, they're seeing rise in dementia and Alzheimer's in younger people, and that's because we're overusing our brain. We're being overstimulated constantly, 24/7. Media, internet, the latest app on your phone, we're being overstimulated, and that's causing the brain to burn out. Just no different than an engine that's constantly running. Eventually, it needs some TLC. You need to shut that engine off. You need to get an oil change, put some new spark plugs in it. That is what meditation can be for your journey. And again, they're showing a lot of studies. I'm a big science guy, so when the work that I do in spirituality, I like to shake hands with science and have science and spirituality shake hands, or as I like to say, spirituality is what physics hasn't yet understood. So we're kind of ahead of the curve, if you will. But meditation can result in brain changes that can actually protect against mental health conditions like dementia, like Alzheimer's. Sometimes I'm only in my mid-40s. I feel like I'm getting onset Alzheimer's or dementia because I can't remember things like people's names or a memory, and it's a little concerning to me. So that's just a reminder that I need to slow down and get into some meditation. Meditation helps us to process emotions even when we're not actively meditating. So meditation, if you get into the discipline and you get into the practice of daily meditation, when you are faced with a stressful situation and you've practiced your breathing, you've practiced mindfulness, you've practiced meditation and being in the moment, you can simply take a breath and relax that body so even the cortisol, the hormones, don't drop in, and you can stay steady and calm, or what I like to say, homeostasis, which is the nervous system not in a constant state of fight or flight, but just navigating life as the way that it's meant to be. So meditation can help process different emotions. If you've lost a loved one, if you've had a tragedy yourself, or if you've experienced something, it can really increase your stress and your anxiety, and meditation can lower that, and it can actually help you manage that emotional response. I know another thing that's really helped me has been the CBD oil. I've been on a Prime My Body hemp oil, I've been on it for 5 months. I'm actually drinking my hemp-infused protein shake right now with the hemp seed, and that's helped my nervous system. I've really noticed a difference in the last 5 months. So if you're interested in the hemp plant, and again, the hemp plant without the psychoactive highs, and CBD oil, what I say is nature's gift to mankind, let me know. I'm an affiliate with Prime My Body. Happy to point you in the right direction, get you some more information, research, science. The whole reason I became a affiliate for them is that now I have the ability to offer people assistance in their physical journey, because I work with people a lot in their emotional, mental, and spiritual journey, but I wanted to offer people a way to help your health, because I do say that your health is your wealth, and it is your greatest benefit while you're here, because if you don't have your health, nothing else matters. So thanks for joining me. If you're just joining, go ahead and leave a comment down. I've got the comments turned off, but let me know if you're new, first-timer. Make sure to turn on the notifications for when I'm live here on the Intuitive Prospector page. You can get a hold of me through marclanehart.com, subscribe to my playlist on YouTube. But let me know where you're from. If you're new, I'll come back after the show and I'll reach out. But also stick around, because here in about 10 minutes or so, I'm going to come back on the Intuitive Prospector platform. The video will end so I can upload it to my YouTube playlist, and then I'll be back for the Prospecting Q&A after show, which is a after show dedicated to you, the spiritual prospectors, to connect with you, to give you readings, to say hi, to have a spiritual chat. We can look at psychic, we can look at mediumship, we can look at healing if you need a healing request. Join us for the Prospecting Q&A after show that starts right at 8:30 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. It's a great community, great people, and it's a great way to communicate and link up with like-minded individuals like yourself. So, other benefits of meditation. Meditation helps the elderly feel less lonely, and it reduces genes linked to inflammation. I know in my journey, the whole reason I'm drinking my protein shake with hemp seed and sunflower lecithin. is the anti-inflammatory response. When the body is inflamed, and a lot of people don't know that they have anti-inflammatory inflammation in their bodies. About 20 million of us suffer from inflammation, and when you're inflamed, everything is tight, the joints don't work like they should, the blood flow doesn't go, and that's where the chronic pain comes through. So meditation can help the elderly feel less lonely. So if you have somebody that's in a nursing home, or the elderly that is, maybe alone, in America, we're not very good at taking care of our elderly, to be honest with you, compared to the other cultures like Asia, China. They really take care of their elderly. Meditation, sit down with an elderly person or go to a nursing home and say, hey, would you like to practice some meditation with me? Because it does help them feel less lonely. And again, it reduces genes linked to inflammation. Meditation is also linked with decreased cigarette, alcohol, and drug abuse. It's almost like you're getting a mind high and you realize that your body doesn't need all that stuff. Smoking, cigarettes, alcohol, drugs, and we have a lot of that's pretty rampant in today's society, especially with the opioid epidemic. And I know it firsthand because when I had injured my back twice, I was given opioids like candy, literally like a candy dispenser. Yeah, it takes the pain away, but it also deadens you and makes you very melancholy. And it just wasn't good for me. It wasn't good for my spiritual practice, and that's where I started getting onto the CBD oil, the THC, much better, natural from the earth, and I didn't have that, the chemicals in my brain. So I've been off opioids for many years, but I see the epidemic that it's become and the addiction rate of what it's become. So meditation is linked with decreased cigarette, alcohol, and drug abuse. We experience less anxiety as meditation loosens connections to particular neural pathways within the brain. So if you think about your brain as a supercomputer, what are you doing to upgrade your supercomputer? Are you getting the latest app? You can get that through meditation. Are you getting the latest update? You can get that through meditation, Qigong, Tai Chi, Kung Fu, yoga, many different modalities of meditation. But I'm here today to tell you that meditation can change your life. And when you change your life, the world around you really starts to change. Meditation is linked to more creative and new ideas, and I find this so true. And when I go into my meditative state, I come up with some pretty amazing concepts and ideas and what I'm writing about. Even today's show, what are the daily benefits of doing meditation? So even today's topic, rapid memory recall improves with daily meditation. So if you have a really not so good memory, start working on meditation to recall certain rapid memory, what we call it the RMR, rapid memory recall, that you can actually focus your intent on actually having a better, stronger memory, whether it's for a test, whether it's for people's names, or another list goes on and on. But rapid memory recall improves through science. They've shown this with daily meditation. So that's another reason that I do my daily meditation is I need to improve my memory. So, and of course, coffee definitely helps with that too, right? So, thanks for hanging out. This is Metaphysical Mocha Mondays with Marc here on the Intuitive Prospector page. I appreciate you guys being here today. We're going to get ready to move into the prospecting Q&A after show right at 8:30. So, if you want to hang out with me, direct conversation, stay on the Intuitive Prospector page. I'll drop off right at 8:30 because this video is uploaded to YouTube, and then I come back for the prospecting Q&A after show. But it looks like there's a couple of you on board. So good morning, Linda. Good morning, Shannon. Good morning. Let's see who else is on board here. Yolanda, how are you guys? Just April. Good morning. April's waving at me. Just giving some shout outs to you. Christina, good morning. How are you? Yolanda, hello from Connecticut. Christina, my condolences out for the transition of your father. I know that was it's a really tough time for you. So Gina, good morning. Nikita, good morning. It's awesome to see so many people. Good morning, Melanie. Mel, how are you? Running is good too. Yes, running is really good. Lori, good morning. So just turn the comments back on just to see who was hanging out with me this morning. So it's just awesome to hang out with you guys on Metaphysical Mocha Mondays. So let me get into just some other things before I wrap up. But again, the benefits of meditation daily can really change your life, guys. And I've just given some, examples of things that meditation can do for your path. Some even claim that by meditating daily, that you can reverse the aging process. And how many of you are watching would like to reverse the aging process? I think it's an honor to get older because some people don't get that, and I've learned that firsthand because I've lost a lot of people in my family and friends, and watched a lot of people transition at very young ages. So it's a privilege to get older, but at the same time, we want to maintain a young mind and a young body while we get older through the aging process. It's part of just the natural progression. But, science, some claim that by meditating daily, you can actually reverse the aging process. So how many of you would love to do that? So those are just, about 10 reasons why. I just gave you an example of 10 reasons why. Hey, good morning, Molly. Why meditation can be beneficial. It helps with your spiritual journey. I know that meditation for me helps with doing my mediumship work, my psychic work, my spiritual consulting work. I wouldn't be able to do my work without the power of meditation. So, check it out. Try something. I use Insight Timer as my daily meditation guide. It has about 10,000 different meditations that you can work from: stress, worry, anxiety, if you're having problems with your sleep, gratitude. There's a whole range of amazing meditations. I hope someday to be on there with my meditations as a teacher, but one day at a time, right? One step at a time. I'm through Alexa, so that's a good start. So I'm now through Alexa on my spiritual tips, but I'll get there. But let me give you some information for your journey on some other aspects of the spiritual path. Today, I pulled the numerology card for 55, which is adventure. So I know it's backwards on the video, but this week, as we finish up summer, move into having an adventure as you finish up your summer, and pay attention to the number 55, which in numerology adds up to 1. And 1 is about being that independent individual. So be number 1 in your life, and be number 1 by meditating and going within, because the only way out is in. It doesn't come from the external world. I've learned that firsthand. So find some adventure as you close up summer. As we move into fall, which is my favorite time of the year, is the fall season. The totem animal spirit for this week is the Wolverine. So if the Wolverine shows up literally in the physical world, I hope not, because Wolverines can be pretty aggressive and nasty if they want to be. I think of the movie Wolverine. But if you see the Wolverine, the word Wolverine, the animal Wolverine, the X-Men Wolverine, what it's saying, be assertive, stand your ground, and communicate with clear intention to do so. If you're not clear on what you want to do or how you want to communicate, that is the power of meditation. Energy without focus is chaos. Meditation helps put that energy into focus and what you want, your intent, your desires, your journey. Energy also follows intent. So whatever your intent is, that energy starts to manifest and follow that. And then we put our attention back into our intention constantly on a daily basis. And if the Wolverine shows up on your path this week, be assertive, stand your ground, and communicate your clear intentions to do so. This is a time to be cautious and not make any hasty or sudden moves without thinking them through or thinking them out. And you can accomplish that by what you want to do through the power of meditation. Meditation is really getting you to think before you speak. That's why we have 2 ears and 1 mouth. I myself have learned that many times, of learning to be the observer first before being the reaction to what's going on. So we're in a very reactive world as well, a very tribal reactive world, and I try not to be a part of that. I try to be very civil, kind, caring, and compassionate, and be an observer versus reacting or giving my opinion and judgment to things. So again, your mantra for this week is, my past is not a reflection of my future. And I'm going to just finish up as we get ready for the Prospecting Q&A after show that will start here in about 1 minute. So stick around. Make sure to subscribe, turn on, or like the Intuitive Prospector page so you can get notifications when I'm live on Facebook, hanging out with you. But the crystal stone for this week is Moldavite. Moldavite. It is a very rare stone. I do have a little piece of it, but we call it the stone for the new age. It's powerful for your meditations. You put it on your third eye. You can hold on to it, put it next to you, but it's the extraterrestrial stone because they've shown, that's why it's rare, that it was part of a big meteorite that hit the earth, and it blended with the earth and the stone itself, and it metamorphed around the rocks, creating a stew field of Moldavite. And it's a very, very powerful crystal, very, very powerful stone. So if you've never checked out Moldavite, it's a little expensive, it's a little rare. It comes from, it's sourced out of, I believe, the Czech Republic, Germany, and Moldova. That's where the impact took place. But it's a very cool stone. It's very high energy, and it's really good for your meditation. So just want to say thank you this morning for hanging out with me. Have a great week. Gonna head up for the prospecting Q&A after show right now. So I'm going to end this video, and I'll be right back here in about 30 seconds. So if you want to if you have a question, need some guidance, you want to hang out with me, please stick around, and I'll be back here in about 30 seconds. If not, have a great rest of your week. Until our next soul adventure, be kind, be caring, be compassionate, and I will see you next Monday for another version of Metaphysical Mocha Mondays with Mark here on the Intuitive Prospector page. All right, guys, have a great week. Namaste.